going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy, the wisest and most powerful of all nerds, Brimezus. And today I'm going to be reviewing Season 2 of the Disney Plus show, Mandalorian. And yes, we are starting with Season 2 simply because, guys, for those of you who've been early subscribers to my YouTube channel, you guys know that I kind of fell out of love with Star Wars with the new trilogy. They really did the worst possible job with the new trilogy, guys. Like, okay, you could have done a great job, like, let's say the MCU. You could have done a mediocre job and just be like, okay, that's whatever, you know, it's not as good as the old ones, or it's not like the best movie ever, but it's an alright job. And then you have the third option, which is literally do the best you can to F it up. And that's exactly what Kathleen Kennedy, Jar Jar Abrams, and Rian Johnson did. They deserve to do like a month in jail, in my honest opinion, guys. But anyway, before I go further into this video, don't forget to like the video, comment below, let me guys know what you guys think about Mandalorian Season 2. Cop some Brimezus t-shirts off my Teespring, guys. I also have some Star Wars King Kamara shirts you can find there as well. And most importantly, guys, subscribe to my YouTube channel so I can continue to give you guys more content day after day. So with that said, guys, let's get into the video. So the Mandalorian Season 2, guys, it was hard for me to watch, guys. I didn't watch the first few episodes at first simply because you know, I thought I love Star Wars, and I'm a big Star Wars fan. Like, I mean, before the new trilogy, guys, like even like before basically The Last Jedi, like I was reading all the comic books for Star Wars. I watched all the shows. I was reading all of the novels, even like Thrawn, The Last Bloodline, like all of them. I'm gonna post the links down in the description below and in the back for you guys. Like, I mean, I was literally, in my honest opinion, probably the world's leading expert when it came to like canon, Disney canon Star Wars. Like, Star Wars is like the thing to me, and so it was very disheartening when the new trilogy, not only it's Disney, it was a select few who shouldn't have had control of it, came through and just really disemboweled the franchise, in my opinion. So yeah, but my brother was like, yo man, you gotta watch Season 2, you gotta watch Season 2, man, like, you'll love it, man, it'll give you like stuff that you love from Star Wars. So I give it a chance, guys, and spoiler alert for this video, yeah, I did enjoy this series as a whole. Again, I prefer more Jedi-focused Star Wars material, guys. I can get into other kind of stories, guys, like, you know, The Mandalorian would be like the best example of a non-Star Wars, non-Jedi focused story that I could like tolerate from Star Wars. Most of the non-Jedi focused material from Star Wars is like, dude, I came here to watch like people fight with laser swords and shoot lightning and use the Force and whatnot, like superhero stuff, guys. You know what I mean? Like, Star Wars was the first blockbuster. Keep that blockbuster aspect in the modern time, you know. So, and what made Star Wars a blockbuster was that science fiction supernatural powers, which was the Force and lightsabers. They got the best possible guys, in my opinion, that should have been in charge of the new trilogy, which was Dave Filoni the Great, who did the Star Wars and Clone Wars and Rebel series. And you also have Jon Favreau, who of course started Iron Man with the MCU. He plays Happy in the MCU movies. These guys are in charge for it, guys. They're great writers, great producers. They know what they're doing, and they treat Star Wars with the respect that it deserves. The utmost respect it deserves, and you know, and it just makes me sad because in a sense, guys, no matter how good shows like this are, it's like, what's the point? By the time the new trilogy comes around, all this awesome stuff that happens in these prequel shows are going to be obsolete and does not matter. Like, they have no bearing on the new trilogy, because the new trilogy is just an unfocused mess that just says, yeah, the new trilogy takes a dump and gives the middle finger to everything that came before it canonically in the timeline. So it's whatever. Great action. It has a lot of great no-biter moments. It gives you that very Star Wars feel of, you know, nostalgia, the cuteness, but also takes its own, it has its own entity, its own spirit, which I do love. It doesn't try to like give too much to certain fans. It doesn't try to give too much to new fans. It has a great balance, and it really is. It's its own piece of respected art form in the Star Wars mythos, and that's one of the best things about The Mandalorian, specifically Season 2. I did watch a little bit of Season 1, but focusing on Season 2. Since it's been several months, guys, you guys should know. If you haven't seen it before, like, okay, you got the Mandalorian, the main character. You have, forgot his real name. You have Boba Fett making a reappearance, which is really awesome. And several other characters that we get to talk about later. my guys, one of my biggest issues is also one of the biggest strengths, at least in the early episodes of this series, guys. So, particularly like episode 2, where they go to this ice planet and they got to escape and they're getting chased by these giant spiders. The directing and the pacing of the episode is so perfect, and it really makes you feel uncomfortable because, like, you know, a lot of people have phobia of spiders, so it's like, oh my god, they gotta survive. How are they gonna get out of this situation? And the particular part where they finally get in the ship, they escape death, and then they take off, and that giant spider comes and lands on the ship, guys. That was just such a beautiful directing. But the only downside of that, guys, they kind of really take that same method and they just reinforce it every single episode. So literally every single episode of The Mandalorian that I can remember in season 2, somebody, like the main character, the protagonist, are like a tight spot, they get stuck, and somebody literally flies in and saves the day. Every time. For example, they're escaping the first Empire base that they find. They're escaping and they're getting chased by the bad guys and they have nowhere to go. Somebody literally flies in, shoots at the bad guys, saves the day. When the Mandalorian finds other Mandalorians like Bo-Katan. Bo-Katan also makes an reappearance in the show. She was first featured in the Clone Wars series. The Mandalorian main character, he's stuck somewhere, gets trapped, and they fly in, save the day. And of course, guys, perhaps the most notable part of the entire season 2 was the main characters. They're trapped on the board. You're getting hunted by these Terminator-like stormtroopers, and Luke Skywalker literally flies in last second and saves the day. And people were so hyped about that, and it's great for me to see Mark Hamill make it, you know, reprising his role as Luke Skywalker and cutting people down with, or droids down with you know, the lightsaber and whatnot, using the Force. It was cool, guys. It was great, but it still wasn't the best thing we've seen from Star Wars. Like, there's more faster-paced action that you've seen, like, you know, in the movies and in the prequels, and also there's things that you also see better in the Clone Wars series. It was great to see, but like that should be like the standard. I feel like when we got in that final episode, we kind of should be like the standard. So yeah, it was great seeing, you know, characters like, of course, Luke Skywalker, who is my favorite Jedi for the most part up until like the new trilogy. You got Ahsoka Tano making her reappearance into the series, which is awesome. You know, Bo-Katan, I mentioned earlier. You know, a lot of people do make their reappearance into the series, and that's awesome. It's a great callback. Boba Fett, of course, who's getting his own series in the future. So I'm happy they did a good job, and they had the right people to do the great job. But also sad to me is that, like, it's kind of pointless because, like, nothing matters. Like, everything that happened in the prequels and in the original trilogy, guys, by the time the new trilogy comes around, it does not matter. Like, literally nothing was the point. It was just bad writing in the new trilogy all around. It just really was disrespectful for everything that came before. So it's like, what's the point of making these spin-off series to show what happened between them? Because everybody's gonna die anyway. Everybody's gonna die. Nothing matters. And you know, you don't get like the what's the thing I'm looking for? The Knights of the Old Republic kind of Star Wars material in canon that we deserve by now. It's 2021. Anyway, guys, that wraps up my review on The Mandalorian Season 2. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to comment below to let me guys know what you guys think about The Mandalorian Season 2. And should I review Mandalorian Season 1? Cop some King Kamara Brimezus t-shirts off my Teespring. And they got some Star Wars shirts for you guys. Link will be in the description below. And in addition to that, guys, most importantly, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel to help us keep growing and deliver you guys content every single day. It's your boy Brimezus, the wisest and most powerful of all nerds. I will see you guys next time.